Welcome to Hockey+Talks podcast. Today I'll be talking about second half breakout stars in the NHL, and I also preview Super Bowl 54. Second half breakout stars in the NHL. Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is having a terrible start to his rookie campaign after so much hype prior to this season. Hughes only has 6 goals and 17 points and is a minus 13 so far this season, and isn't really much a difference maker. With players such as Kyle Palmieri and Blake Coleman rumored to be on the move, that will allow Jack Hughes to play in a top 6 role. I would also suggest putting Jack Hughes to play on the wing alongside Nico Hischier. This would allow him to showcase his talent in the second half of the season. Filip Zadina. Filip Zadina is finally showing the flashes of the player that the Red Wings thought he would be when they drafted him with the 6th pick in the 2018 draft. Zadina has 8 goals and 15 points along with 7 power play points in 26 games so far this season. Look for Zadina to get more ice time as the season progresses. With the Red Wings trying to vie for the worst record in the league, the most important thing is the development of their core young players, starting with Filip Zadina. Look for Zadina to have a strong second half of the season. Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki is getting thrusted into a top 6 role with the Montreal Canadiens due to various injuries to key players. He is currently centering the Canadiens' second line alongside Max Domi and Joel Armia. Suzuki is also getting the opportunity to play on the Canadiens' top power play unit. Nick Suzuki should be a prime candidate to be a breakout star in the second half of the season. Rasmus Sandin. Rasmus Sandin is having a terrific start to his career with the Maple Leafs. He has 6 points in 11 games and is a +3 since his call-up. Sandin plays on the 3rd D pair with Cody Ceci and is also on the Maple Leafs' second power play unit. Moving forward, Sandin is expected to play a big role on the Maple Leafs' blue line in the second half of the season. Ethan Bear. Ethan Bear has been a solid defenseman all season for the Edmonton Oilers. He has 16 points in 49 games while averaging over 21 minutes of ice time. Bear has shown some offensive flashes here and there, but he hasn't been able to put it all together. If the Oilers are to have a successful second half of the season, Bear will need to put up some offensive numbers. Ilya Samsonov. Ilya Samsonov is having a fantastic season. He is 15-2-1 with a 2.06 GAA and .927 save percentage and a shutout. With Braden Holtby being a pending UFA in 2020, it wouldn't be surprising if Washington starts to invest more on the goalie of the future in Samsonov down the stretch. Also, with Washington's cap situation, it would be smart to train Samsonov to be the number 1 goalie for next season, just as they did with Holtby when Varlamov was their number 1. Check out my fantasy sports blog at HockeyWizTalksFantasy.blogspot.com. Check out my Facebook page, Mr. HockeyWiz777, and my Instagram, Mr. HockeyWiz77. Super Bowl 54 preview. Super Bowl 54 will be broadcasted on Sunday, February 2nd at 6:30 on Fox. The game is between the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs. Key players for the Kansas City Chiefs: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Anthony Hitchens, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Tyrann Mathieu, Terrell Suggs, and Andy Reid. For the San Francisco 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert, Greg Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Emmanuel Sanders, Richard Sherman, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Arik Armstead, Dre Greenlaw, and Kyle Shanahan. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing in their first Super Bowl in 50 years, after winning the AFC in convincing fashion, while the San Francisco 49ers are playing in their first Super Bowl since 1995, after winning the NFC in convincing fashion as well. The Kansas City Chiefs have the most explosive offense in the NFL. They are led by superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who has thrown for 615 yards and 8 touchdowns, while rushing for 106 yards and 1 rushing touchdown in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes is having a fantastic playoff run so far, showing a sneak peek of what the league has to deal with for the next decade. The Chiefs have 2 dynamic big play receivers in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, but you can expect the 49ers to keep a close eye on both of these 2 players. So the Chiefs will need some other receivers to step up. In the AFC Championship game, it was actually Sammy Watkins who had a big game, with 7 receptions for 114 yards and 1 touchdown. He needs to continue to play like this if the Chiefs want to win this game. Mecole Hardman and Demarcus Robinson haven't really done much this postseason, but they are both capable of having huge games as well. Even though the Chiefs' offense gets all the shine, I feel like the Chiefs' defense stepped up in a big way in the AFC Championship against the Titans. They were able to hold Derrick Henry to 69 rushing yards and 1 touchdown, which was by far his least productive game this postseason. The San Francisco 49ers have the best defense in the league. It features a few stars including Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Arik Armstead, Drake Greenlaw, and Richard Sherman. Kyle Shanahan is one of the most creative play callers in the NFL. He is making the most out of what he has, and is responsible for turning Raheem Mostert into a breakout star this postseason. Even though the 49ers are known more for their defense, they also have some game breakers on offense as well. George Kittle might be the best all-around tight end in the NFL, and Deebo Samuel has made strides to become the 49ers' number 1 receiver. Jimmy Garoppolo won the NFC Championship game throwing only 8 passes. He will definitely have to throw more than 8 passes to beat the Chiefs. Garoppolo needs to play his best game of his career because you know Patrick Mahomes is going to bring his. The 49ers defense is very talented and has been dominant this postseason, but they really haven't faced an explosive offense this postseason. If the pass rush doesn't get to Patrick Mahomes, their secondary does have some weaknesses that could be exploited by the Chiefs. Mahomes' ability to get out of the pocket and throw with accuracy is second to none. He also has the ability to scramble if the defense allows him to. So the 49ers will have their hands full this game defensively. The Kansas City Chiefs' ability to score isn't in question. What is in question is their ability to stay disciplined and play sound defense. The Chiefs' defense has to be able to slow down the run and not take stupid penalties in order to give their offense a chance to win the game. The 49ers defense has been pretty dominant this postseason. However, they have never gone against an offense that is this potent, so the defense will have their hands full trying to find a way to slow down this offense. The Kansas City Chiefs win if Patrick Mahomes dominates and their defense can slow down the 49ers rushing attack. The San Francisco 49ers win if they can run the ball like they did against the Packers and the defense can find a way to slow down Patrick Mahomes. My prediction is that the Kansas City Chiefs win 35-31. On my next podcast, I talk about players on the move during the NHL trade deadline, and I also do an NBA standings update.